Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving into a classic Arabic legend about two brothers. It's a story that really makes you wonder, are we defined by our bloodline or by the choices we make? One brother was born to a throne of cruelty. The other was exiled to a destiny of greatness. Let's get right into it. So, let's kick things off with the villain of our story, Prince Ajib. He seizes the throne of ancient Iraq by, well, murdering his own father, King Kandamar. And get this, he addresses his court with his father's headless body right there on display. Talk about a chilling ultimatum. He's making it crystal clear there is zero room for dissent in his new kingdom. So you'd think this guy fears nothing, right? Well, just 5 months into his bloody reign, King Ajib is shaken to his absolute core by this terrifying nightmare. It was a dream so vivid, so real, that he immediately summons every single soothsayer in the land to figure out what it means. So he tells them what he saw. He saw his murdered father's body, and from it, a single drop of blood appeared. Then, that little drop of blood, it turns into a bee. And then, that bee just balloons into this massive, ferocious lion. Before Ajib could even react, the lion lunged and struck him down. And the soothsayers? They all come back with the exact same terrifying interpretation. The dream is a prophecy. Ajib has a brother he never knew existed, and that brother is destined to become his greatest rival. And this is where we see Ajib's first move in this big chess match against fate. He's completely consumed by paranoia and decides to eliminate this threat before it can even be born. So Ajib's plan is simple: get rid of the problem. He orders 2 soldiers to take his father's pregnant concubine out into the wilderness and execute her. But, fate has other plans. Their own greed gets the better of them. They end up fighting to the death over her belongings, and just like that, her life is spared, leaving her completely alone. And it's out there, all alone in the wild, that she gives birth to a son. And the name she gives him? Gharib. It's the Arabic word for stranger. And I mean, how fitting is that? A prince born in exile, a foreigner in the very lands that should have been his inheritance. And this right here, this is the heart of our story, isn't it? You've got these 2 brothers, same blood, but they're raised in completely different worlds. While Ajib, the palace-bred prince, rules with a cruelty he inherited, Gharib is basically raised by the desert. He's found and adopted by Mirdas, the chief of a nomadic tribe, and he grows into this incredible warrior, earning respect through courage, not fear. It's the ultimate test of nature versus nurture. So his courage gets put to the ultimate test when his adoptive sister, Medea, is kidnapped. Gharib doesn't even hesitate. He leads this daring rescue, takes down the kidnapper, and saves her, cementing his status as the tribe's greatest hero. Oh, and he's also fallen deeply in love with her. So he figures, hey, I'm the hero, right? Surely this has earned me the right to ask for her hand in marriage. But here's the twist. Mirdas, the adoptive father who raised him, is secretly resentful. Even though he brought Gharib up as his own son, he just can't stand the idea of his daughter marrying some foundling, a boy with no known family that he just found in the desert. So Mirdas is in a tough spot. How do you say no to the guy who just saved your daughter and is basically a living legend to your whole tribe? You can't. So he comes up with a plan. A really devious plan. It's a quest that looks like a dowry, but is actually designed to get the hero killed. So the dowry Mirdas demands, it's not a dowry, it's a death sentence. Gharib has to travel to this distant land of flowers and avenge Mirdas's firstborn son, who was killed by a legendary giant. And we're not talking about just any giant. This thing is supposedly 20 cubits tall, that's almost 30 feet. He uses a whole tree as a weapon, and he's got 5 equally monstrous sons. It is, for all intents and purposes, a suicide mission. Just before Gharib heads out on this, totally hopeless quest, his mother finally tells him the truth. You are not a nobody. You are a prince, the son of King Kandamar, and that tyrant, Ajib, is your brother. But even finding out he's royalty doesn't change a thing for him. His heart belongs to Mahadiya, and he accepts the impossible challenge. Okay, so Gharib sets off with 100 of his most loyal guys, and deep out in the wilderness, they stumble upon this cave. And inside, they meet a holy man who is about to change everything for Gharib. And yeah, this is not your average hermit. We're talking about an ancient holy man, over 300 years old, who's seen prophets come and go. He teaches Gharib and his men about a single, all-powerful God, and his words are so moving, so profound, that they all embrace this new faith right then and there.
So when the hermit hears about their mission, this crazy plan to kill a giant, he knows they're going to need more than just guts. He gives Gharib this supernatural weapon. It's a hollow iron pillar filled with iron balls, and when you shake it, it creates this thunderous noise, a sound so intense it can literally knock a giant off his feet. Now this is where it gets really interesting. Armed with this new faith and this bizarre weapon, Gharib gets to the giant's fortress. First, the 5 sons come out thinking they're about to grab dinner, but Gharib just shakes the pillar and bam, the sound knocks them all out cold. Then, when the giant Saadoun himself comes charging with that massive tree, Gharib uses it again, and the massive creature just collapses. So here's the giant Saadoun, defeated and tied up. You'd expect him to be furious, right? But instead, something incredible happens. He recognizes that a power far greater than his own brute strength was at play here. He sees that a divine force aided Gharib, and in that moment of absolute defeat, he finds clarity. He and his sons convert, pledging their faith to Gharib's God. This isn't just a victory, it's a conversion. So think about it. Gharib didn't just defeat the giant, he converted him. And his quest is about to take another wild turn. Saadoun reveals that he has prisoners inside his fortress, and not just a few, but thousands of them. And wading through these thousands of prisoners, who does he find? Princess Fakhr-Taj, the daughter of the Persian king. So what does Gharib do? He frees every single one of them and vows to return the princess safely to her father. This is a huge diplomatic move, and it's going to have major consequences down the line. So Gharib is looking around at the giant's fortress. It's this awesome, defensible castle in a really fertile land, and he has this light bulb moment. This isn't just a place he conquered. It's a place he can build something new. He came here looking for a dowry, but what he found was the foundation for a whole kingdom. At this point, you can see Gharib's ambition has gotten way bigger than just marrying Mahadia. He lays out this grand plan. First, secure a powerful alliance by returning the princess. Second, send his brother Sahim back to bring their entire tribe to this new promised land. And third, establish a kingdom, one built not on fear, but on the principles of justice and faith he's come to embrace. And this is it, right? This is his whole journey in a nutshell. Gharib, the stranger, the kid who was cast out at birth, has seized his own destiny. He is becoming a king, not through bloody inheritance, but through courage, faith, and vision. So Gharib now has far more than the dowry Mirdast demanded. He has a fortress, loyal followers, and powerful new allies. But remember that prophecy? The one about 2 rival brothers? That's still hanging in the air, setting the stage for an epic, and you just know it's inevitable, confrontation. The legend is only just beginning.